hard. Always check for the greatest common factor first. So no matter what you are factoring, look for a greatest common factor as your first step. Then a trinomial, we know that's 3 terms, so we're looking to see what multiplies to the constant and adds to the middle term. So, we're looking at quadratic trinomials here, so things like x squared plus 7x plus 10. So you would be looking for what multiplies to 10, the constant, and what adds to the 7, the middle term. Pay attention to your signs. That's probably the most common mistake on these, people mixing up the plus and minus because they're not watching those signs. So let's start with these. So this is a trinomial. We have 3 terms. There is no greatest common factor, so we can go straight into our factoring. Remember, when you're factoring these, just like with the difference of squares, we're going to get 2 parentheses. X squared would just break into an x. And then you need 2 numbers that multiply to a positive 8 and add to a positive 6. We could say x plus 2, x plus 4. The order doesn't matter on that, so if you have x plus 4 times x plus 2, that's fine as well. Just like any of our other factoring, we can check it just by multiplying it out and making sure we get the original problem back. So this one, no greatest common factor, so we just go to the 2 parentheses. X squared breaks into x, so I need 2 things that multiply to a negative 18. How do you get a negative? One of the numbers is negative, one positive, and they have to add up to a positive 3.
6 and negative 3.
X plus 6, x minus 3. You guys remember this? We did it a lot, I think. Alright, we're going to do a couple more together, then I'm going to give you guys some to try. So x squared breaks into x. Multiply to 40, add to 13. So this one, square breaks into x.
87.
They have to multiply to a negative, so we know one's positive and one's negative. They add to a negative 5, so the bigger number has to be our negative. So negative 7, positive 2. Alright, I'm going to put a few up for you guys to try. Alright. What did we get for the first one? 5 x plus 3. Second one? Right, they have to multiply to a positive, which means the same sign, but they're adding up to a negative, so they're both negatives. C, multiply to 1 and add to 2, so that's 1 and 1. You could write x plus 1 times x plus 1, or you could say x plus 1 squared. Either way is fine. And D, multiply to 49 and add to negative 14. Or you could write x minus 7 squared. Alright, so all of the problems we've done so far have had something in common. It was just a 1x squared to begin with. What do you do if there is a coefficient, if it's a 2x squared or a 3x squared?
When you get to the back and then get to the end, you divide.
Right. So if that first coefficient isn't 1, you guys do the slip and slide method. Did everyone learn slip and slide? Okay. If you need a different method, there are lots of them. I can show you some others. But just as a refresher, what the slip and slide is. You still have to check for GCF. Okay, if there's greatest common factor and you fail to pull it out at the beginning, the slip and slide method is not going to work out correctly. But when I look 2, 5, and 3, they don't have anything in common. So the slip and slide, we're going to take that 2 and multiply it with the last term. So that gives us x squared plus 5x minus 6. And then we factor it just like the previous problems. So what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to positive 5. But because the first thing we did was multiply by 2, before we finish, we have to divide by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so that's an x plus 3. On this one, 1 over 2 does not reduce, so what do you do with the 2? Yep, it goes over to the x, so that's a 2x minus 1. So let's try a couple more together before I give you guys some to do on your own. Okay. Looking at this one, what do I need to do first? Before that, greatest common factor, I can take out the 2 here. And that's x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then we don't even need slip and slide. So we just, because it's a 1x squared now, we can factor easily. Multiply to 9 and add to 6 would be 3 and 3. So that's 2 times the x plus 3 squared. When I look at this one, no greatest common factor this time, so we do the slip and slide. We have x squared minus 6x plus 9. Divide those by 9. Now, 3 over 9 reduces to 1. Right, that's a 1/3, so the 3 moves in front, so 3x minus 1 for both of them, or 3x minus 1 squared. Alright. What if I gave you this? what are you guys doing first? Slip and slide? Okay, let's see. So we get y squared plus y minus 6. So that would be y plus 3, y minus 2. Now what? If we do that, we get y minus 1. This one, what would you do? 3y plus 2? Okay. I want you to FOIL that for me. What do you get?
Negative 3y plus 2.
Yeah. So we have a problem, don't we? If you FOIL this, do you get the original? No, the signs are messed up. Slip and slide has an issue. It doesn't work out great if the first term is negative. Okay, it will mess up your signs along the way. Sometimes you kind of get lucky and it works out okay, and sometimes it doesn't. So here is the fix. I want you to remember, and I did this one intentionally so we could remember this. If you have a negative on your first term, the first thing I want you to do is pull out that negative. Treat it like a greatest common factor. So then it would be 3y squared minus y minus 2. Okay, at that point, if we do the slip and slide, it's only going to change some signs on things. So I'm going to rework it. You guys can just fix the signs on yours. You don't have to redo the whole thing, but I want to explain it as I go. So if I did my slip and slide, okay, that's my y squared minus y, minus 6. So you'll notice what changed right there. Which sign is different from what we did before?
Plus 1.
Yeah, before we had a plus y, but now we need a minus. Okay, so then that would be y minus 3, y plus 2, so those signs flipped. And I guess maybe you can carry down this negative the whole way so we don't lose it. Okay, now I need to divide these things by a positive 3. So I have a negative out in front, y minus 1, 3y plus 2. And now it works. So if the first term, the quadratic term, is negative, pull out that negative as a GCF and then do slip and slide from there. You guys ready to try a few? Okay, so first one, we do slip and slide. X squared plus x minus 6, so x plus 3, x minus 2, divided by 6, so 3 over 6 is 1/2, so that's 2x plus 1. 2 over 6 is 1/3, so that's 3x minus 1. You get that one? Okay. B. So we get x squared minus 17x plus 60. So that would factor into what? -12, -5. Divide by 4, so you get x minus 3, 4x minus 5. And the last one. So h squared minus 17h plus 72. So that goes to h minus 9 and h minus 8. Divide by 6. So 9 over 6 reduces to 3 over 2. So 2h minus 3. 8 over 6 is 4/3. So 3h minus 4. Do we need any more practice, or are we good with this stuff?
Yeah, because it would be
I have X minus 5 for X plus 2.
be root 12. Because it would be 20 times 3 to get to.
But that would multiply to a negative 60 if you do 20 and 3. So
Oh, okay.
they
I
have
see,
to
I see.
multiply to a positive, so the signs have to be the same.
Yeah, I
We have to add negatives of both negatives.
Yeah.
So negative 12. Anything else? Alright. You guys seem pretty good with this, so I'm stopping. I want to give you guys some time to practice. So today, it is actually a handout that I made and posted on Google Classroom. So you'll just do it on your own paper, but the problems are up there on Google Classroom. There are a couple, if they can't factor, what do you write? Frowning. So remember, these are kind of yesterday and today. So there's GCF, difference of squares, and trinomials. You've got a lot of time right now to work on it, ask questions. You know the answer key is in the folder, you can check yourself.